Institute is a non-profit organization working towards the synthesis of science and spirituality for the benefit of humanity. This institute promotes scientific, philosophical, and religious dialogues among scientists, scholars, on various common conceptual grounds of science and religion in the search of reality, for the purpose of creating a better and harmonious understanding among all people. Towards this objective, we are presenting a webinar lecture series on science and spirituality. Today, we welcome Professor Rajakishore Nath for delivering a webinar on mind, machine, and ethics. Let me introduce our speaker today briefly. Professor Rajakishore Nath completed a master's degree and PhD from the University of Hyderabad, India. He has received the University Gold Medal in master's degree and the Best PhD Thesis Award in the PhD from the University of Hyderabad. Also, and the Young Philosopher Award from the Indian Council of Philosophical Research, Ministry of Education, Government of India. And he has also received Young Faculty Award from IIT Bombay in 2008. His research interests include philosophy of cognitive science, AI ethics, and history of philosophy. He has published more than 50 articles in various national and international journals or edited books. He has authored a book on philosophy of artificial intelligence published in 2009 by Universal Publishers, USA. He is associated with 3 prestigious journals. He is an associate editor of the Journal of Artificial Intelligence and Society, also an associate editor of the Journal of Humanities and Social Sciences Communication. These journals are published by Springer and Nature, respectively. And he is an editorial member of the Indian Journal of Social Work, published by a Tata Institute of Social Sciences. He is a chairperson of the Institute Review Board at Tata Institute of Social Science. He is also Board of Studies member of various universities in India. Right now, he is working as a professor of philosophy in the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences at the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, India. With this brief introduction, I invite Professor Rajakishore Nath to present his talk on mind, machine, and ethics. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Rajakishore, for your kind word on my work and introducing me. Thank you very much for inviting to Bhaktivedanta Institute. I know Bhaktivedanta Institute more than 2 decades, especially at Mumbai, and I visited when I was doing PhD. Then I too also attached to Sri Chaitanya Institute of Science and Spirituality at Mayapur, and they do series of lectures. And once they invited to me and many other philosophy faculties to there, and we had a seminar on mind and machines, and I gave a talk on consciousness. In this way, I am very much associated with the Bhaktivedanta Institute. Again, my friend, who is a direct, whose father is a direct disciple of Prabhupada ji, and Sri Sri Prabhupada ji, and he is working at CDAC, Mumbai, and he is working on computational linguistics, and he has done PhD. He could not submit the PhD. He was working when he was doing work on computational linguistics. He got the job due to some technical problems. He could not finish his PhD, and he is still at Mumbai. And he practiced very true sense of Sri Prabhupada ji ideas, and on food, on cultures, on language, and every way you will find reflected in him. There is another friend also, who is Asnani, who has done PhD from, BTech from IIT Bombay in computer science right now. Then he has done a PhD from Stanford. He was a faculty at TIFR, then he resigned. Now he is a full-fledged, his motto is to spread the nationalistic approach of Indian ideas like this. Right now, he's at the UK and he visits, and he's a visiting professor at IIT Bombay also. And he's also associated with my project on AI ethics. Since he's from computer science, I invited him. Okay. Let me, as I was told by Professor Rishikesh, that I have to talk on mind, AI, and ethics. Then I put a title on mind, machines, and ethics, and which is very much related to AI ethics. The idea of AI plays very vital role in human mind right now because of the fact that AI is a kind of a social good. Right now, AI is a kind of a human companion. It is always with us actually, from even if Android phones and everything else. We may not have any physical friend, but we need some kind of a machines to be a friend. And in that sense, that we have been believing on machines, not on humans. Why we believe in machines? Because I have seen in my teaching career here and many other places. If I say something, they source from the machines, and like from Google search, Google Chrome, ask to chat GPT some other things. In that sense, whatever I speak, they may not be believing, and they may be believing on that website. This is there here available on the this website, that website, like this. Therefore, there is some kind of faith on machines, not on human being. In this idea, which is associated with the idea of mind and machines and ethics. As you know, AI is now become a social good, and which because of that, it has lots of impact on human beings. But now the question is that when you talk about AI, what is the main aim of AI? You see, the main aim of AI to have tools for the human life. First aim. The second aim is to understand the human mind actually. What is mind exactly? And how the artificially manufactured consciousness is possible, artificially manufactured intentionality is possible. There is the idea of intentional stance and many other ideas. You see, in that sense, if you see any definition on AI, you will find the idea of mind plays very vital role. You see, any definition of AI, mind plays very vital role. Whenever they define what is AI, you will find there is a definition of mind, definition of consciousness, definition of agency, definition of subject also along with that. You see, any book on what is AI, if you see, there are hundreds and hundreds of books are available. What is AI or introduction to AI or AI as the some other things, natural language processing or some other kind, machine visions or many other kind of things. You will find the idea of agency plays very vital role. Right now also agentic AI plays very vital role. You see, there are varieties of classical AIs, and you see, then we talk about general AI, then we could talk about generative AI, now we talk about agentic AI. You see, therefore AI is the study of how to make computers make things and which are the people do better actually. You see, therefore whenever they talk about the what AI is, and and they say that AI does many kind of things, recognizing, interpreting, judging, and reasoning. And in the same sense, also mind also does the similar kind of activities there. And therefore, for them and for AI scientists, because AI thinkers mostly belongs to the materialistic theory of mind, they assign that there is a kind of a um, mind in the machines. This is not a kind of new problem. These philosophers have been struggling with these ideas from long back. Even if you go to pre-Platonic philosophies, even in pre-Socratic philosophies, you see, this idea also is the how the materialism plays a very vital role. Then Cartesian mind also, this kind of ideas you will find in mind, and he introduced the body is a kind of automata or body is a kind of machines, you see. Then slowly in the 1950, Alan Turing in his article on computing machinery and intelligence, he talked about this idea. And he talked about idea that we can acquire, store, and retrieve and use of knowledge. Therefore, this idea of mind plays very vital role in defining AI. Therefore, this there is some kind of a agency which plays very vital. Even if one definition I would like to give you here, according to John Hogland in his book on the very idea for AI, he said that the exciting effort to make computers think, machines with minds in the full and literal sense. What does it mean is that in the full literature, the way I understand, I interpret, I retrieve my ideas in the same way machine also does. Now, right now, this kind of ideas also available in the case of ChatGPT. You ask question, it responds, and you say, "Who are I? Who are you?" ChatGPT, and it responds, "I'm a programming, and I do this kind of job," and many other ideas you will find out if you ask one by one questions, and it respond to you. In that sense, because it responds, it is a self-learning. Since it is generative AI, there is a kind of self-learning machine. It is not a self-learning. The way we philosophers talk about the idea of self-knowledge, is a kind of self-learning means I have a self-knowledge also, you see. Therefore, this kind of ideas plays very vital role in the idea of mind and machines in relation to artificial intelligence. And this, whenever they define idea, mind, and there is some kind of agency and consciousness which is there. And this agent, which is, I am also human agent, I have some kind of a my ideas which is kind of embodied also. And there is it is embodied AI. It is not a disembodied AI, embodied AI, you see, with body AI. And whenever I enter into this room, I find many kind of toys, many kind of playthings are available. Because I feel also sometimes whenever if the AC is on, you feel also cold. And therefore, this kind of idea that the embodiedness is not only in the human being, but also in the machines. Whenever you enter into a room, and automatically the AI system, um, uh, the light is on, the AC is on, and even if everything else is everywhere is AI. You have seen the TV advertisement that there is AI is in the AC, AI is in the like AC is called air conditioned, and AI is in fridge, AI is in TV, and everywhere is AI. It's like this. Therefore, it is a kind of embodied. It is a kind of sensory which uh, functions like the human sense organs in the same way it functions. They have been arguing because materialistic theories, they have a legitimate arguments giving for the existence of the mechanical eye, because they say that as a goodbye to any kind of metaphysical idea for mind or consciousness which is not existing in this world. Now, what is this? Because again, the idea of ethics plays a very vital role. I would like to bring here. Yeah, you see, we know what is this AI ethics? AI ethics in a scientific and technological progression towards world of with fairness, you see, because there is a transparency. Therefore, we call it is a kind of AI ethics, you see. And AI system should be transparent, particularly about what went into the algorithmic recommendations and as relevant to a variety of stakeholders with a variety of objectives. Even if we 10 or 20 people are searching for booking a ticket, suppose, automatically you check now, after a second search, you will find the price goes high also. There is some kind of algorithmic bias, I think. I am not sure. But I think it is there some kind of bias also. What kind of, because it take the decisions. Therefore, this kind of things, which is a variety of objectives, it's not a one of the variety of objectives, and which is there. You see. Therefore, this many times this ethics, AI ethics gives some kind of fairness in the case of machine visions and automated machines. In the case of human being, we may run by our emotions, and emotions plays very vital role. Suppose my friend committed something, and I am a judge. I may be partial about my friend, but in the case of AI, there is no partial. It is a kind of a transparency there. We see that. Let us see the camera. In the case of cricket and many other games, we see nowadays through machine visions, AI is giving actual. In the earlier when AI was not there was no transparency. Many times, even if partial decisions, you have to accept them. There is no alternative because third umpire is, because we always human being committed towards emotions, support to your country, support to your race, support to um, your kids and kins. But in the case of AI, there is kind of objectivity. Therefore, in that sense, it gives some kind of a fairness, you see. And the critical claim of AI is that advocate is there is no distinction between mind and machine. There is also argue a possibility of machine ethics, just like a human ethics, just like human ethics. Then what exactly is this machine ethics? And let us see what is this. You see, unlike computer ethics, which is traditionally focused on ethical issues surrounding human use of machines, wherever ethical AI is which adheres to well-defined ethical guidelines regarding fundamental values, including such as individual rights, privacy, non-discriminations, and non-manipulations. You see, non-discrimination, there is also non-attachment also. It's like a non-attached action, niskama karma kind of things AI machine does. Therefore, if you see that what AI, again, another thing is that the AI, each AI machine is like, each AI ethics is like animal ethics. Is it like land ethics? Is it like environmental ethics? Whenever I talk about animal ethics, I protect animal. Whenever I talk about land ethics, I protect land. Whenever I talk about environmental ethics, I protect environment. But whenever I talk about AI ethics, I am not protecting AI. Therefore, the AI ethics is completely different from this kind of ethics which we right now talk about. You see, and therefore, the ultimate game of this ethics is that to create a machine itself to follow an ideal ethical principles or set of principles. That is to say, it is guided by the set of principles and which make the decisions possible process of actions it could take. Therefore, machine ethics, which is ethical behavior of an artificial agent. Therefore, the idea of agency plays a very vital role, and that agency is many times that agency also manipulated. Many times you see, even if there is a news also, I think 2019, Google, sorry, Amazon was recruitment doing this AI interview and everything else. There is a kind of a recruitment going on, especially in the United States of America, and it choose only male members. Therefore, many times AI, because the program is done like that, and the system recognized everything else, the male person who has done the programming, and it was only selecting only male candidates, no female candidates are there. Many other people I have seen, I have interacted with Africans philosophers. They claim that does not recognize us because it recognizes the white people, not the black people. Therefore, this kind of discriminations are there. They were telling me, and therefore, this kind of, because I am not in the scientific uh, ideas of. I don't have much ideas about that. Therefore, how they do programming and all this, but there is mathematical bias is possible. We can do this kind of a discrimination in relation to that. But now let us see, why do we believe in this? There are many kind of philosophical thought experiments possible. Say some kind of AI is a kind of sentient being. It is a kind of sentient, because even if this sentient being has been proved by many kind of philosophical theses like Turing machines, multiple realized models by Hilary Putnam's, multiple draft model by Dennis Dennett, representational model by Jerry Fodor. All these philosophers are well-known thinkers about the possibility of AI, and not only they are arguing there is a possibility of AI, at the same time there is a possibility of artificially consciousness, artificially mind. Therefore, they wanted to make that there is no distinction in mind and machines. They, like the earlier, when other philosophers they argue that there is no distinction between mind and body. In the same sense, there is no distinction in mind and machines. And let us see that Turing test. You see, Alan Turing, briefly I will talk about this. Alan Turing, in his article on computing machinery and intelligence, and he tried to uh, um, run a program or a systems and which can fool the humans. And in this Turing machine, which has a different kind of state, and it runs either some best path search or depth path search in the AI, because it search very random. Many times why it is random, because it functions in the heuristic manner, and that heuristic method plays very vital role in the case of AI, and which is the best possible way it choose accordingly. And in the same way also, whenever you do in the case of chat GPT also, it best possible matches are available, it choose accordingly also in that also. Even if we, and if in a road also, many times if you keep thousands of phone, the road is Google AI will say that there is thousands of vehicles, therefore the road it will show the red mark. You see, in that sense also, many times this kind of a search plays very vital role to recognize the things. But Alan Turing tried to explain this with the help of imitation game. And you must have known about this imitation game, which is played by a man and a woman or an interrogator who may be of either sex. The main aim of the game is to fool the interrogators. The human interrogator will ask the questions, and whether a human is there or a machine. The best way for communication is the teletype communications. So you see, and the interrogator stay in a room apart from the A and B. Objective is to game to determine which of the two is the woman. Man and woman to convince the interrogator he or she is the woman and the other is not. Uh, Therefore, in the imitation game, the interrogator asks question, "Are you woman?" The man will say, "I am the woman." The woman will say, "I am also the woman." The best way of communication, as I said, is that teletype, because the voice may be recognizing or some other things very difficult to, that may be possible to recognize. And therefore, in the case of later on, this imitation game was known as the Turing test, computer and the I am the humans. You see, in the case of in the case of man, if you put a human, and I am the human also. See, therefore, it's very difficult to recognize for the interrogator who is there in the other sides. You see, even this also happened in around 90s and yeah, around 90s when chatting system started. Many times you chat with the systems. You see, and in I think 1999 when I was doing my master degree, I had an interest about this, and I read AI magazine and Alan Turing articles. Then my one of my teachers told me that. Uh, you can chat with your system. Many times we are chatting, and if you for the sometimes maybe opposite side a human being is there, may not be there also. It is not there right now. It is a long back. It is there. Therefore, this kind of a Turing test is plays very vital role. Even if Turing test right now also plays very vital. You know, CAPTCHA, CAPTCHA. Whenever we sort something, it is nothing but it is a kind of Turing test. It is a CAPTCHA full form is completely automated public Turing test. CAPTCHA, you see, and to tell the computer and the human apart actually. You see, CAPTCHA, completely automated publicly Turing test to tell computers and human apart. It is known as CAPTCHA. The CAPTCHA also is known as a kind of Turing test. Every time we do some kind of Turing test. Therefore, this the way Turing test proposed, and it claimed that within the and he believes that I have quoted this. I believe that at the end of the century, the use of words and general educated opinion will have altered so much that one will be able to speak machine thinking without expecting to be contradicted. Therefore, machine can think. Therefore, can machine think? The questions because machine can think become very vital role here also. Therefore, even if now the chat GPT functions which like also Turing test type actually because the way it understands the language and give the right answer to the right questions. Therefore, it shows that the Turing test still it is alive and maybe functioning in various ways. And chat, even if the Turing what did in the long back, and now we are actualizing after 60, 70 years actually. Chat GPT came only 4 or 5 years back only, and not before that. I think 3 or 4 years back. Yeah. Uh, Now, this multiple reality model also another model given by Hilary Putnam, and Hilary Putnam also another great thing because the way I am thinking, in the same way also machine is thinking. You see, for him, and my mind functions multiple way. I am talking to you at the same time thinking about my family, thinking about my tomorrow meetings, thinking about my travel plan in the next week. Therefore, I am functioning in various ways, and this multiple reality model he proposed 1960, I think. Yes, and therefore this not only because earlier we had like a P1, P2 like this, all these kind of things, and one program was running in one system, and he said that if I am thinking about multiple ways, oh, and in the same way, a system can think about multiple programs at the same time. Therefore, this multiple realized will work in the systems, and all these are kind of thought experiments. Suppose I am thinking about uh, mental pain or some other things. You see, I am crying. At the same time, my machine also feeling sorry. I am very sorry. You see, even if whenever your phone is there, Android phone, some other things. If you speak something loudly, some other things, is it okay? How are you? What are doing? Is something happening? My some messages automatically is coming. My system is listening to me what I speak actually. Even if you how the system is listening, because it collect all my data, my blood pressure to everything else, how much I'm walking and how much I'm doing the activities and everything else. It is functioning completely multiple realizable way also. And it asks questions also to me. How are you? What happened? You see. In the same way also, even if like animals, you see, animals also when feeling sorry, and when a human being is feeling sorry, the animal also, my dog also feeling sorry that I am not in good mood. You see, therefore, this idea of mind and machines, that there is no distinction between mind and machines. At the same time, there is no distinction, not only machines, AI, but also animal mind also. Therefore, it is a kind of a non-anthropocentric way of looking at the world. It is not that only human being have the mind and not about other beings. And therefore, it brings animal into the same platform like AI. And therefore, there is because if you are giving the special treatment to the idea of mind, then we are not giving special treatment to the idea of animals who have one animal who has also mind, and we are making some kind of discriminations, and we are giving some kind of anthropocentric. Rather than we should see from the non-anthropocentric perspective. You see, this is the idea which he was giving, and later on he was claiming that uh, uh, there is a possibility within a few years, and there will be multiple reality not only in my mind but also in the machines. In the same times, uh, uh, he claimed that he because Hilary Putnam had a dog also, and he said that my whenever I'm feeding, my dog is hungry, but at the same time my dog is hungry. If I'm throwing a ball, it is going capturing again, coming and asking for me also food also. It's not I am thinking about multiple. My animal will think about multiple. My machine in the future will think about multiple. Therefore, he was saying that there is a one program into one many system, many program into one system. You tell one story, and 100 people will listen, and 100 people will tell 100 stories, or one people. Therefore, there is a multiple realizability in that sense. He was applying this broader sense, and I have seen his talk on this actually. And then the multiple draft model, which has been proposed by Dennett. Dennett died last year, I think, 2 years back. And for him, that there is in his book on consciousness explained, and where he talk about multiple draft, because in our human mind there are different kind of drafts are there, and different kind of functions are. In that sense, we functions, you see. And this way also there is this kind of draft is possible in the case of machines, you see. It is not that the intentional stance is existing intentionally in human mind. Intentionality is existing in the machine. It is also directedness towards the world. It is not that my ideas are directedness towards. Whenever I think about something, I think about whatever is happening or not happening in the world. Machine also does something, it's responding in this way sometimes or the some other way. Therefore, you are talking about these multiple ideas, going to cycling or going to playing cricket or some other prize rise or listening music or many kind of ideas which also plays in that multiple uh, uh, draft models, which claim that uh, consciousness is a physicalistic theory of consciousness based upon cognitivism, which views the mind in terms of information processing. The theory described in the depth of his book of Conscious Explained, and which is published in 1991. And then this multiple draft claim that all the varieties of perceptions, the way we see that varieties of work we have been doing, playing cricket to thinking about the market, thinking about the cycling, and you see all these varieties of thoughts or mental activities are accomplished in the brain by parallel and multilayer processes, interpretations, and elaboration of sensory inputs. Therefore, there's some kind of inputs output which functions. And in the same way, Jerry Ford also talk about the mind is completely representational. What we think and what we represent, and in the abstract format, which we call as a propositions, and which we express through our language of thought. We see many times cognitivism works in that manner. We see, and this cognitivism plays very vital role in the case in the form of representations, because human mind is representational. Computational system is representational actually. It is represent the things in the world actually, and very much in the abstract format. It is not that abstract format in the human mind, but also in the computational systems, and which he has spoken in his book on representation or a foundation to the cognitive science, and where he has given these ideas and the concept. What is this concept of representations? We say, stand for picture, stand for something, word stand for something, thought stand for something, object, senses, and all these kind of things. Therefore, things are represented and basically which involve many kind of uh, ideas in the cognitive analysis. You see, and this representational theory of mind. See, we talk about. Suppose I have a representation that is a uh, chocolate in the box, you see, and I am a physical human being or some kind of mental neural activities. How can when there is chocolate and I have an attitude towards that proposition to be part of the real world, you see, and that attitude, so whether there is a chocolate or not, I have to go and because all these things heuristic, either it is there or not, also either true or false, either 0 or 1 is like this. It functions, and these propositions, and which we see that there is a chocolate, therefore Max is going, or I am going to collect the chocolate. There is no, you see. And in this sense, this representation plays very vital role, yeah, in the human mind. And the same representation is available in the case of message. It's not only in the human mind, but also in the message. And Jerry Fodor talked about this idea in 1978. Jerry Fodor also died 2 years back. Jerry Fodor is the students of Dennett's students, and he died also 2 years back. Uh, Therefore, it functions in the kind of belief, desire network, wherever we have desire, some other thing, we plan the desire and everything, decision making and all these things. And we control the decisions also. In the same times also, the system will control and do all these things. Therefore, the functional representation, my belief is the chocolate in the box, chocolate in the hand, therefore chocolate in the box, grabbing the chocolate. I'm very poor in drawing the diagram and developing program. I have done in my way of all these things, okay, after reading the theory of his book. Therefore, this kind of a reprint, and this representation plays a very vital role, like the cat is on the mat representation. You see, the cat, maybe my cat is representing this. There are varieties of cats also. The representation, the mind and language and picture, which stands mind. You see, in the philosophy of mind and language, we talk about mind is always is about the world, either existing or non-existing. Always it talk about the world. In the dream, sleep. Many times we had a very nice sleep. We say because dreamless. We have not seen empty, nothing else. No representation. And how do you know that I had a very uh, deep sleep? Because even in that also, deep sleep means states like this. Therefore, this representation also works like this. Okay. Uh, but the representation character like asymmetrics, the picture represents cat, but the cat doesn't represent the pictures. It may be a singularity in AI system function very much singularity way, because it is not a multiple way. But right now they have been claiming that this idea of singularity has been very much implemented in the agentic AI, and this plays very vital. The photo of my cat represents my cat, but not any other cat that looks exactly the same. But right now, many AI thinkers, they have been claiming that even if you can see some other ways also, because AI is a kind of a anti-realism. It is not a realism. Things are independent of the human mind, rather than the things are dependent on the human mind. The way you want to interpret, that way it will be representations. Many times, this representation may be misrepresentations. Many times, the representation may be non-existent things like unicorn, ghost, whatever is there. Therefore, why I said like this, the way these thinkers has given some kind of ideas about mind, or idea about mental representations, or ideas about our thought, and which they claim that there is no distinction between a mind and machines, and the human mind functions like this. And therefore, this idea of AI is completely is existing in the machines, and the idea of mind and consciousness also is existing in the machine. Therefore, there is no distinction mind and machines. Now right now we have been talking about many ideas about ethics, and in two ways it is very much related to ethics. One way is that if that idea I'm not going to discuss here. Suppose what about free will? Because in a free will, responsibilities, and these are ideas which are represent about moral responsibility, and that plays a very vital role in that sense also. That's another idea of mind and machine. You can use the term ethics. But here the term ethics, I am using the AI as an ethical agent actually, because when the agent is like this, as AI as an ethical agent, because there is a normativity in AI, there is normativity in AI, there is transparency and objectivity, and there is some kind of non-attachment, as I said. AI as an implicit ethical agent, as AI designed to operate to ensure that act ethically and avoid unethical behaviors. You see, many times this possible. AI as an explicit ethical agent can determine the accurate action in ethical dilemmas, and these machines could do ethics in a way that, for example, a computer can play chess or drive a car. Therefore, there is a kind of self-generative AI, like means self-learning ethical agent. You see, and therefore this self-learning, there are many kind of you see, Gary Kasparov played with chess game and all these things. There are many other examples are there, which many thinkers have given those things. Due to lack of time, I am not going to give because I have to talk about these ideas. Self-learning machine. Therefore, this explicitly ethical agent is a kind of self-learning machines, you see. But in the case of implicit ethical agents, which is controlled by the designer, controlled by the designer. The second one is free from the designer hand, and therefore I will talk about this idea. Let me talk about why AI ethics plays very vital role, because AI follows ethical theories also, like it follows all these things. Sorry, this implicit ethical agents and AI as an explicit ethical agent. It follows, if you study and analyze, these things follows altruism, which we talk about in the case of ethical theories, and deontological ethics like duty for duty sake, or maybe utilitarian ethics, but possible of a Kantian AI ethics is there. But there's a limitation to this, because Kantian deontological ethics, which talk about category imperative like free will, rational agent, which is laid down by the Kantian ethics, and which is maybe missing. But they are saying that because since it is a generative AI and it has a free will and it can generate new things, therefore we may override to this idea about Kantian ethics also. Some thinkers, they have been claiming that it will override. Um, Now let us see some of the philosophical, what we treat AI as a slaves or as a equal. If it's this kind of AI ethics, should they have rights? Should computers be allowed to make a battlefield decision in war? Could it be autonomous? Nowadays we call about autonomous agent, which plays very vital role. Is it ethical to ascribe mentality to machine? What it is like to an AI moral agent, and can AI have moral feelings? These are kind of things plays very vital role in philosophical uh, disciplines. But what AI ethics can be? But which I have developed these two ideas: built-in AI ethics. AI ethics is a kind of a built-in ethics, and built-in ethics has the capacity of inbuilt intentionality. From built-in AI ethics to inbuilt AI ethics will be there, because we are built-in and it will be an inbuilt AI ethics. And what is this built-in AI ethics? And the built-in AI ethics is regulations are constructed in such a way to possesses an integral part of AI by the designer. It is like implicit ethical. Anderson has given us implicity and explicity, but instead of taking that idea, I have tried to put this here in this way to develop this built-in AI ethics, that internalizing ethical regulation that directly into the design and develop artificial intelligence systems, which ensures the alignment of human values, fairness, transparency, accountability, privacy, etc., without any bias and discriminations. But as in the case of inbuilt AI ethics, and inbuilt AI ethics, which exist as an essential part of AI systems, ethical action can not be separated from AI system, not controlled by the designer. This model can be developed by the large language model and multiple draft models developed by Daniel Jesse Dennett. You see, the inbuilt AI ethics system will ensure that AI is used responsibly, fairly, transparently, without potential harms like bias or privacy violations. Therefore, what kind of ethics this kind of inbuilt and built-in ethics will be? This inbuilt ethics can be, we can call it is a kind of regulative ethics, because many times many farms, software farms, they have their own um, uh, AI systems and intelligence systems, and which they regulate according to their uh, company rules and regulations, and therefore uh, uh, we can call it is a kind of regulative ethics. And this regulative ethics will be a part of instrumental ethics, especially. It is not free from all this. You may say it is a kind of instrument, because it is very difficult to have a free will be there. But freedom, they have been, since it is a self-learning machines, it has a freedom. There have been many thinkers have been claiming, especially Dennett in his writings, consciousness explained, and in his book on intentional stance, where he argued for the this kind of ethics plays a very vital role, because everything is instrumentals. Therefore, there is nothing called the other kind of metaethical problems are existing. Therefore, we can say it is a kind of developmental ethics, and this developmental ethics mean many times people, continental philosophers, many times use this term also, because ethics has been developing, evolving, and changing to the data from today to tomorrow. And therefore, there is some kind of, as we know, Hilary Putnam talk about, there is a dichotomy between fact and value. That cannot be identified with the value, but many times uh, people claim. But according to uh, and Hilary Putnam, these ideas are completely null. Therefore, this kind of metaphysical ideas about either mind or about consciousness or about ethics is no use. Rather than we can use this AI ethics, which will be useful for the human being in the world for our day-to-day life. Uh, these are the ideas which I could able to make in the very ordinary and general way to present before you. If you have anything else, any questions, please ask. Thank you very much.
So, thank you, Professor Rajkishore, for this very informative and very practical talk. I would like to note that many examples that you have given are very of our usual day-to-day experience. So I think that makes us connect to this topic very much. So now let us ask audience if any of you would like to ask any question to Professor Rajkishore.
I was very quick because
Anyone has any question? Yes, please go on. Please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hello.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Anush this side. So my question is, I don't think human ethics and machine ethics are comparable, because humans were able to develop the intelligence or ethics while having an hierarchy of goals. Like, okay, survival might have been the primary goal of any species, but we have smaller thousands of goals like curiosity, pleasure, social validation, novelty, that we kind of discovered so that our lives could be more meaningful and our ethics could be more substantial. But right now, all the LLMs and artificial intelligences are being trained on just one single reward signal. Until and unless we are able to train them on a hierarchy of reward signals, I don't think so. Uh, Machine ethics can be inbuilt in the system, because it will not be able to distinguish between hierarchy of ethical standpoints, and it cannot solve ethical dilemmas until and unless a machine itself has a personal bias. So what do you think on that?
Yes, thank you very much. I do agree with your idea about this, and your comment on this. But the problem is right now many people are right now planning to have a implement this AI system in the court also. There are some lower courts so that it can take decisions, and then we can decide accordingly. And all the punishment and everything else we can program, and who was he or she committed what kind of a crime, that decision will be very quick. But many times human agency plays a vital role, because why talking about AI ethics? Right now many places around the world they have started opening center for AI ethics. You see, I get emails from many centers, including to Africa, to Europe, to America. Even if London School of Economics, they have also started also Oxford University Center for AI ethics, and therefore they said that in future to have more transparency, and we may implement these ideas, but at the end the human intervention will play a very vital role to take the decisions, because it will make more transparency. Because you see why we have our all the rules, regulations, constitution of India, even if whatever is there, what are the rules, it is only for the human beings. I think we are the one. I used to tell my sometimes in the classroom whenever we teach philosophy, because the rules, so many rules are there. You see, it is because we are one of the notorious being in the world. We kill everything else for our own existence. Therefore, ethics plays a very vital role. Therefore, there should be objectivity. Many times because we define everything else, science is defined anthropocentric, not non-anthropocentric. You see, we are saving tiger not because of the tiger right now, because of our survival is in question. Therefore, we have been raising these issues, and at the same times, we are planting trees and all these things. Therefore, in that sense, if you see very much the many thinkers, they claim that why we give the special treatment to only humans. What about non-humans? Therefore, the non-humans can take we human beings has been taking decision for thousands of years over. Let us introduce some non-human agency, and we can take. Philosophical, I am telling, it may not be right and may not be possible in the future. But in the case of transparency, in the case of, for example, in the case of cricket, you see, earlier when Kapil Dev was playing, this kind of third umpire was very confusing. And nowadays, the third umpire decision is the machine decision is the final. You cannot make any partial things. You see, therefore it gives very right judgment. Even if something is happening in the classroom at IIT, because in all the classrooms we have a CCTV camera, because of the to have avoid this gender bias decisions, some other kind of questions or misbehavior, some other thing, copying. Therefore, we can use this kind of technology, and in that sense, it makes transparent. I am saying this actually, but I may be wrong. But I am not in favor of this. For me, consciousness plays a very vital role. Agency plays a very vital role, and we are the autonomous being, and we have the capacity to go beyond from this what called as a uh, non-ethical things, so that we can be more ethical. Yeah, there are many philosophical theories which because my talk is very much ordinary talk here, therefore I will not go on to all those philosophical theories. Yeah.
Any other question from any other guest here? Okay, so sir, I would like to ask one question.
Yes,
In your presentation, you mentioned the Turing test, and in many day-to-day applications, this Turing test, especially that CAPTCHA, you
Yeah.
mentioned as one of the examples of the use of Turing test. Now we have a lot of LLM-based chatbots which use AI. So can we say that they already passed Turing's test of some kind?
Yes, what Turing predicted right now, especially in the case of, there was an argument against Turing test by John Searle, the Chinese room argument against Turing test actually, you see, where he claimed that I Even if I do not understand the Chinese language, I cannot read it, but I can understand. I cannot understand, suppose in the case of, I have seen many Telugu and Tamil movies, because you see, I do not understand Tamil language, but I watch. And here the meaning plays very vital role than the syntax. That means semantics plays very vital role than syntax. And there he was making that, because semantic plays a vital role in the case of understanding. I understand the things how two hydrogen molecules, one oxygen molecule, I am getting water. But I cannot show you how it is happening actually. No lab can show how it is. We may do some kind of simulations, other kind of things in the computer system, how it is happening. But you cannot show actually. Therefore, understanding plays very vital role. Understanding is the hallmark of the human mind, not in the machines. But the way right now the chat GPT, they have been claiming, many writers has been writing, and they have been claiming that chat GPT is a kind of agent. It is second author. I will show you. I have an article which is on AI, the progression towards an authorless literature. You see, and therefore they have been. There is an author also. The Medical Council of I think India and some other medical council, they accept though AI is a kind of a recognizing agency and which solves many kind of day-to-day problems. It's not that I am the problem, like I am allotting somebody else, and my machine also does many things else. I collect and therefore in that sense, Turing test, especially in the case of chat GPT, plays a very vital role in the case that case. But in the strong sense, you say a chat you answer ask something, sometimes it answers some other ways also. You know the chat GPT language you understand. When
Yeah.
students write a dissertation, you will understand what are the chat GPT language and how the sentences are there and how we generally frame those sentences. Sometimes we hard to make the distinction, but it is not the case actually. In that sense, this Turing test plays because of that Alan Turing. They have given very important on Alan to. There is also 50 rupee, 50 pound in his name actually in UK. Even if 2010 Olympic game was Commonwealth game or Olympic game at London was dedicated to him actually. And another thing, Turing birthplace is India because his father was in. Because I when I in 1999, I read all the Turing, whatever he has written actually about mathematics. So he was a creative mathematician. Although in the computer science, most of the people from mathematics, they jump to computer science. And like this, in IIT Bombay also, many of them are now retired. Uh, since he is a creative mathematician, and the way he was thinking, which is applicable, and the way he was talking in the machine learning is there, automation is there, are many ideas, and NLP also is there because understanding is there, natural language processing, therefore understanding also is there. Therefore, these are the ideas which is applicable to many. Although the article was only 4 5 pages, but it has lots of applications. Yeah.
Thank you, Professor. We can take one last question in the interest of time. Anybody has any last question?
Here, our students also, they came to know that I am presenting today. They told me that, sir, you are presenting their Bhaktivedanta Institute. They got somewhere else your this whatever you have shared through WhatsApp or some other group. No,
Okay.
but they have not joined here. I do not know. I let them see their name.
Okay.
Yeah, one question is there, Vivo.
Yeah. So last question. Please go ahead.
Okay. So I believe that there is something that we cannot compute or we cannot truly express in numerical form or in a form that computers can understand, that is intersubjectivity of human emotions. Okay, let's take the color red. A computer, we can encode in computer that how to identify the color red, but the subjective experience of redness is something that is different to every being. And if something varies so much from human to human, how can we have a, a singular uh, AI system that can understand those multiplicity of intersubjective experiences? Also, what about like right now, any species that is less intelligent than us? we basically don't care about them. Okay, we talk about animal ethics and everything, but it is not stopping us from researching on rodents or using cockroaches as spy agents or something like that. So why do we think that an artificial system that is more intelligent than humans will take our ethics in consideration while taking decisions?
Yes, you have seen many movies, the rise of machines, and even if iRobot and other kind of things, you have seen these kind of ideas are there. Thank you very much. But the first question is very much related to this kind of Hilary Putnam has given, because he was for mind is a kind of machines, and he was also against, because in his we called his writing as early writing and later writing. Later writing he has given against these ideas like qualitative experience, qualia, and which is suppose something which is there in the case of human consciousness, which is ineffable, intrinsic to that human being, and is very difficult to explain in the case of human being. Suppose I will say bluish red sky. Yesterday evening sky was bluish red something, but I am not able to explain. But I can say like this. But right now, with the help of AI, but we can do this bluish reddish sky, some other things. In some sense, we can say it is a kind of a minimal sense, not actual, minimal. We call it the AI is a kind of a minimal agent, not a maximum explicit agent. You see, it is implicit, like a minimal agency is there. In that some sense, it is there, but not in the case of the way human being which we see. And the actual word I have forgotten, he has given the word. I could see like mm, different shades of colors, because he has given this example, and which shades give some kind of a qualitative experience. Not in the case of, you cannot in the case of AI system, the experience are quantified actually, but in the case of human experience, it is not quantified. Rather than it is a qualitative. You see. Therefore, there is a distinction between qualitative experience to quantitative experience. You see, you may have a quantitative something. You see, 2 runs or 4 or 6 runs. Somebody has done 6 runs while playing cricket, but the qualitative experience with the happiness and all these things will it be there in the machines or some other thing kind of things. It is very difficult to make this kind of strong distinction between both the things actually in relation to philosophy of mind they talk about. But there are many, especially if you see Dennett actually, is a very strong critic about these things, because we should not worry about this qualitative and quantitative kind of things. He has published all these ideas, but he has written very systematically. Consciousness explained, very thick book, and intentionality. And many places, especially in US University, they teach his book how to be more know about, because there are many thinkers who are talk about materialistic, because matter plays a very vital role. Many people follow the idealism, and those who are materialistic they follow the idea of that mind is a kind of machines. Therefore, they try to, because there is success in matter, not success in ideas. You see, therefore, the success in matter means success in science. Success in matter means success in science. Therefore, there is a possibility to have a machines which can do better than the human being. In the future, may happen sometimes. I think few days back I was watching the news channel. Also, I have seen every day there is an article about AI. Many people write. I have not written anything else in the newspaper, but I see this how they are writing and how those editorial people are writing. And the AI, like the system, the machine was not functioning when it was the machine was working as a waiter in the restaurants, and the same thing also in the Indian restaurants. Many places they have introduced this kind of things. It is a kind of toy things actually. There is a different kind of things. What AI and the toy is very, AI is not only very much related to software. AI is also very much related to hardware, and therefore AI is a combination of both software and hardware. It's both mind and body. Many times, like mind is the many those who are propaganda of this thesis, they claim that mind is the software and the brain is the hardware in which mind functions. In that way, they have been arguing for this. It's not now. Many 20 to 25 years back, they have a big slogan. I think, yeah, John Hogland has this slogan. Even McCarthy and many other thinkers who has used or coined the term AI, John McCarthy, and he has been also claiming that there is a possibility to have this kind of messages.
Okay. So thank you, Professor. Now we come to end of the webinar. So let me take this opportunity to thank you. So thank you very much for taking time to speak with us today for our webinar event. We greatly appreciate the thought and energy you have put into your presentation on AI, machine, and mind, machine, and ethics, and different perspectives that you have shared with us today. So it was a pleasure having you with us, and we hope that we can welcome you again in our future in one of the webinars.
Yeah, I could have given the lecture, and since it's the Bhaktivedanta Institute, I could have given consciousness. My interest is consciousness studies very much.
Okay. So maybe sometime in future we can arrange a session on consciousness from you.
Yeah, better to have a daytime, evening time, many times. Yeah.
Yes. We will try to have daytime around like 11 or 12 in afternoon.
Thank you very much for your invitations.
So I have a question. If you don't mind, it's a very small question.
Yes, please.
Should I go ahead?
Yeah, please.
Thank you, sir. So thank you, sir, for such a wonderful class and wonderful session with all the examples, day-to-day life, what we are facing. So with that examples you have given, life examples. So when we, because of this AI, we stopped using our mind.
Yeah.
So for example, when we give some questions to students, so in the online classes, what they do, they just ask ChatGPT and give out the answers. So here, ethics not working, mind is not working. So directly ChatGPT is working. So, sir, how to educate children in this matter, sir? That was my question.
Yes, it is very difficult to educate right now. Those who are, we are only literate, we are not educated actually. I know how to read. I have done a PhD, but I am not educated. I am only a literate being because I think is many times immoral work and immoral activities also. It is up to the individual actually, because individual freedom plays a very vital role, and if they depends on machines, it will work for some times. It is not for the all times. Every time you cannot use the chat GPT or some other things, the AI to do the things, and the actual practical work plays very vital role than this AI. It will be for sometimes you will be this brand will be there, you may be answered very well, but after 2 years, 3 years over work, the company or some other people will see. They will say they will reject this idea that you do not know many things. You must have taken from other sources. But if you are using the chat GPT, you say that I am using chat GPT, answering from there also. Many times, many questions. If you say, if you record, if you say, everything else will come from here. Also. Nowadays, this is some system people have been showing through YouTube channels, that if you say something, it is next sentences comes here. No need to prepare for the seminar. Automatically it comes up. So ideas come from the machines. You simply see those things and speak before them, like a teleprompter. No, therefore, I don't have any answer for this. Actually, they have to avoid these kind of things. It is a tool. AI is a tool for our own existence, and tools should not be treated as a right things to do the things all the time. You see, but for me, very difficult to tell such students. Students are the more because in my class, I say first you have to switch off phone, then I will start the lectures. If you don't switch off, I will not start. You see, that is a primary thing. First, I entered, switch off the phone first. No computer, nothing else. You see, whatever knowledge I will deliver, if there's something wrong, tomorrow I will correct. But not need to see this chat GPT actually.
So thank you, Professor. We are already late now. So we would like to close here by thanking you again. If any of the audience has any question, we can provide your email address to audience so that they can write to you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. And
Thank
we
you.
will see
Good night.
you.
Thank you very much for your invitations. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good night. Thank you, and good night, everyone.